My partner waited 10 years for his ex to come back. When she did, he chose her over me. Now I'm living my best life without him. I stayed with Connor through everything. 7 years together. I helped him rebuild after his ex Nina ghosted him on their wedding day. No explanation, just gone. He was destroyed for months. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just stared at his phone waiting for a text that never came. I was there through all of it. Late night calls where he'd cry about how he didn't understand what he did wrong. Weekends where I'd drag him out of bed just to get him to shower and eat something. Eventually things changed between us. What started as friendship slowly became something more. He asked me out 10 months after Nina disappeared. Said I made him feel safe again. That I reminded him what it felt like to be happy. We moved in together after 2 years. Talked about getting married. I thought we were building a real future. Last Tuesday, Nina showed up at his office. Just waltzed back into town like nothing happened. Connor came home that night and I knew immediately something was wrong. He was completely different, distant, kept checking his phone every 5 minutes. When I asked what was bothering him, he actually snapped at me, said he was fine and that I needed to stop hovering. He'd never talked to me like that before. The next day was worse. He forgot we had plans. Zoned out during dinner. I could see him typing messages and quickly closing his phone whenever I walked by. Thursday morning, I asked him directly if Nina being back in town was messing with his head. He looked at me with these cold eyes and said, I don't want to talk about her. But I already knew the answer. 2 days later, we had dinner reservations for our anniversary. I got off work early, put on the dress he loved, and showed up at the restaurant excited. I sat alone at our usual table for 3 hours, kept checking my phone thinking maybe he got stuck in traffic. Maybe there was an emergency. After the waiter asked for the 4th time if I wanted to order, I finally accepted he wasn't coming. He texted me 4 hours after our reservation time. Can't make it, something came up. That's it. 8 words to end 7 years. No apology, no explanation, just those 8 cold words. I knew exactly where he was. I drove to the park where the 3 of us used to hang out back in college, the one near the lake where we'd talk until sunrise. And there they were, sitting on our bench. The same bench where Connor first told me he loved me 2 years ago. I parked and watched them for a minute. He was looking at her with this expression I'd never seen before, completely focused, hanging on every word she said. Nina was crying, touching his hand gently. I heard her voice carry across the quiet park. I'm so sorry for everything. I was scared back then, but I never stopped thinking about you. Is there still a chance for us? The silence between them felt like forever. I could see Connor struggling with his answer, his mouth open slightly like he was about to say something. That's when I stepped out from behind the tree line and walked right up to them. I pulled off the promise ring he gave me last Christmas, the one where he said he wanted forever with me. Dropped it directly in his lap without saying a word. He jumped up immediately, looking panicked, started stammering my name, but I just turned around and walked away. Part of me wanted him to chase after me, to choose me. He didn't move. For the next week, he blew up my phone. Calls, voicemails, texts, showed up at my apartment 3 times begging to explain, said it was complicated, that he needed time to figure out his feelings. I didn't respond to any of it. I blocked his number, changed the locks, packed up everything that reminded me of him, and donated it all. My friends rallied around me, took me out, reminded me of who I was before I became Connor's emotional support system. I threw myself into work, got promoted within 2 months, found a beautiful new apartment across town with huge windows and a balcony. Started going to therapy to understand why I'd accepted being someone's second choice for so long. 6 months later, I posted photos of my new place on social media. Me on the balcony holding a coffee mug, genuinely smiling for the first time in years. Within 5 minutes, my phone buzzed. A text from Connor's number that I'd forgotten to block on messaging apps. Can we talk? Nina left again 2 weeks after we got back together and I realized now you were the one. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Please, just give me a chance to explain. I stared at that message for exactly 3 seconds. Then I screenshotted it and sent it to my group chat with the caption, "Some people never learn." My best friend replied instantly, "Block him and let's celebrate your freedom tonight." I smiled, blocked his number everywhere, and ordered takeout from my favorite restaurant.